Distorted electric guitar shuffle with a deep, thumping bass.
Molweni mandinibulise nonke, ndinamkele ku-EC Creative. After 17 years on film industry researching kuyo, this year able now to start our own
I was here before the mud turned into brick.
Good day, people. This is me, Today, the topic of our today is about how does a crime rate increase, and it affects Tina Sihlala around, The reason is there are things that we do and we don't pay attention to those things, because whatever a person that sees is capable of doing it. If you never see something, probably you will never do it. But if you have seen something something like that, there are many chances that you can do it again and again, The most important thing is, with me here, I have thought to myself, okay, my name is Abongile, but what if I change my name to be I am, The reason of to change myself of being I am is something that is automatically me, and it's something that I cannot change. If somebody asks myself, what is my name? I start with I am, So maybe it's one of the reasons that I have decided to be I am, DJ I am, whatever you can call me, But our topic today is about how does the crime increase and government trying by all means to eliminate it, But it keep on increasing and increasing and increasing day by day, Job opportunities as they call, we are jobless, most of abantu. Economy iyehla, And there are many things that they contribute on what we are facing today. You understand? So I will talk according to my own perspective of why the crime increase almost every day, As I'm talking to you, I am a film producer. I'm a filmmaker, let me put it like that way. It's simple like that way, I'm a filmmaker. As I'm a filmmaker, I have observed many things, Sometimes now I just started to be on the radio, one of the radio stations around, But as I growing up, I'm not gonna mention some other TV shows, But in early 2000, there was a program that was playing on TV, Many of you will know it. It was showing how the crime has been in operation in Joburg, during school times, how they live on the community. Crime didn't stop because of they showed how did they live, but it has increased more, more and more crime. And we don't know the reason, some of us, but how can we stop the crime? But we can prevent how the crime rate increase in our country. Because of the things that we see on television, Whatever that we see on television, it's easy for people to copy, to copycat it, you know. Tibukele movies stories zamandiya. The stories zamandiya always involve around umtshato, you know, nemali, you know, how did they live? It's about their culture and their religion. And ndabukela istories China, as we know that China are successful and we see shops zabo around, you know. I-movies zabo, stories zabo, content yabo, it involves around a business, you know. It involved around about how do they make money, you know, or the system that they use. Yeah. Then come back to us as Africans. On our screen television, what we see is crime. So the more we see crime, is the more crime it will happen. Unless we change how a screenplay, what it projects, is screenplays it, you know, because we have to change the content on the screen so that to eliminate the crime. I know producers, they work according to a budget and according to into a corner, you know. But the more we show crime, is the more crime will increase in our society. You know, people are smoking drugs, you know. They saw it on television. Doesn't matter which what television it is. You know, it can be a cell phone screen, it can be the ordinary television, you know, it can be the laptop, you know. But the more we broadcast crime activities on screen, the more crime will increase. So the way to eliminate crime, let us decrease more and more dramas talk about crime. You know, you love your son, you love your children, you love your daughter, and is living in our community, citizens, you know. But something that you don't understand, why they become more involved on a crime. You know, it's because of how we talk, it's because of what we see, you know. And one of the things that eyenze eminye imisebenzi yanqaba ayabikho, it's because of how we talk, you know, and how we talk, it affects on how to behave. You understand? So this is your podcast, you know, for you to change. This is easy creative, you know. So we have to be more creative. In our television shows, we have to show how to progress on business, you know, how to build houses, you know, how to build a mall, you know, how to be a businessman, you know, without being involved in a crime, being showing guns in the screen, you know. Because with our products, we develop and build our future. So we don't want to see our future going down, you know, in a deep hole, you know. So it's one of the things that we have to work on it, you know, because film industry in here in South Africa, it's one of the things now they are becoming more and more powerful, you know. So if we don't look on how do we do things on a screen, we're making them to be more cruel. And their future will be blurry more and more, will be blurry more and more, you know. So I need to understand Ubana, whatever that goes wrong on the screen, people love it. But do you really love to see yourself becoming a gangster or your son becoming a gangster because of the things that you see on screen? Or there are many things that can change a person, as we know that, or as we understand that whatever that we see with our own eyes, it's easy for us to remember, you know. So by allowing this or working on these shows, uh, trying to prevent crime, but by solving crime, it will never work. To prevent crime, remove crime scenes on our movies, on our dramas, on our stories. Replace them with how to make a business plans. A scriptwriter will know how to work around with a person who wants to start a business. We will know how to work around with a person who started a business from the garage, and becoming a pioneer, or developed an empire around that business, So a scriptwriter will know, because the scriptwriter do research thoroughly, you know. So we have to prevent ourselves from the downfall, because crime, it doesn't pay. It only pays with a pain, So I am not better than anyone else, but I came to realization that our screens are for us to develop ourselves. You know, let us not destroy ourselves, because of our screen. Some producers will love what I'm talking about. Most of them I know. Some of them will try to disagree with me, But anyway, it is good for them because it is good for the content, What I'm saying is be careful of what you watch or what you see, because of what you see, it develops on your brain, sometimes, and others, there are those that have the, unfortunately, let me put that way, because sometimes they will end up doing and doing the deed of be a victim of crime, or the doer of crime, So let us change on what we are producing, guys. Let us change on what we are producing, because there's a lot of money on film industry. There's a really lot of money on film industry. It's not easy to produce, but we rush for money, and show this sense for crime and educating our people about the crime, and our country become a crime zone, and we rate number something we top on the world because of what we have done with our own programs, with our own productions, If we want to be the top of the top the richest country, you know, let us produce things that will make us rich, you know, show uh, how to compile tax returns, you know, make it exciting, you know, how to, you know, mhlambi if ibhizinesi yakhe khange iphumelele because of abanye abantu baye ba-greedy yabo, something like that. But kube khona more people that abam-assistayo to become more, you know, to show the positive side, you know. Within 10 years, our country will be different, you know, will be very different, you know. Um, so it's one of the techniques that we have to use to decrease crime. We don't have to show on a screen people smoking nyaupe, you know. We have to remove that from our screens, you know, and replace with people who wear ties and go to the office, who wear overall and work on the construction, you know, who develop plans for houses, for townships, you know, who develop plans for cars, for car manufacturer, who develop, like let's say, I didn't know before how to make biscuits, you know, but now I know how to make biscuits, you know. A person who's starting a business of doing biscuits, you know, show those things, you know. A person who can, if we go to industry electronics, a person who can develop something, maybe a robot, you know, or a person who can develop a radio, you know, those things, those little things, we have to make sure that we do produce accordingly. Because television in our society in these days is everywhere. It's on cell phone, it's on television that you see, it's on a computer, you know. So let us not take the downfall road. Let us make ourselves to be the people who love our life, you know, to be those who really make change in our lives. I have done my own research, you know, I have done my own research for 17 years full, you know, checking what the poor person thinks, you know, what the rich person thinks, you know, and what can be the confusion or how can be the solution, you know. So as today, I'm happy that you have watched this episode. It's the fifth episode of Easy Creative, you know, on this podcast. So make a change, do the best. Your life is yours. Whatever you think, it will happen. Let me tell you something. Whatever car that you see out there was not there before. It's a person who thought of it and made it possible. It's the person who draw everything down, you know. Cell phone was not there before, you know. It's the person who thought of it and made it happen. The cup that you use to drink water is the person who thought of it, you know. The tap that you take water from is the person who thought of it. It's only thoughts, you know. Indlu hleli kuyo, it becomes through thoughts. Yeah. So whatever you think, it will happen. It's either it's positive or negative. You understand? So there is a need of this episode now. That is why this episode, you see it. Because it will change your life. Now it's in Xhosa and English, you know, it will change your life. It's not pure English, you know. So it will change your life. and it's not pure Xhosa. So it's a mix, you know. So that you may understand. Some other people will never even understand what I'm trying to talk about, you know. But you yourself, you have an appetite to watch this, you know. So I'm really glad for you that you became this person who have changed your life, you know, because whatever that you see is just thoughts. You know, it's just thoughts of somebody else. You know. So even yourself, you can think and do whatever that you like, you know, become the better person of you, you know. So whatever that challenge that you face, I would say adversary that you face, it's not a problem. It's a stepping stone for you to become more wiser, to become more better, you know. So take care. Every now and then, come back on Easy Creative so that you can learn more. This is me, yourself here. This is I am, you know. So take care.